Noel, the Red Devil here. We are here for Manchester United versus Borussia Dortmund, and the team news is in. And it looks like this. We have Heaton, Lindelof, Maguire, Ericsson, Dalot, Sancho, Palestri, Williams, Van de Beek, McTominay, and Forson. And the subs are Bishop, Onana, Evans, Fernandez, Martinez, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Gore, Hannibal, Mount, Anthony, Hugo, and Rashford. So there's no Garnacho, looks like, in the squad, and I wonder what the reasons are for that. But it'll be interesting to see how we do. It's not the team I actually expected to start. To be quite honest with you, I thought Onana would have been given another game, but for some weird reason, he's on the bench. Also, Garnacho is nowhere to be seen at all in the match day squad. So let's hope it's not discipline, because, we have heard in the past that Garnacho, there's been stuff said about him, about his attitude and stuff like that. Let's hope it's not that, and it's just maybe could be an injury. Hopefully not too serious. But this is the last game in the States, the last game with LMS referees. As you know, this preseason I have not been happy with the level of refereeing that's been going on in preseason. And we play a few more games in the UK. And we're not that long away from the season starting next week. I was informed the Community Shield starts. So the season will be starting up and will be upon us pretty soon. And of course, we've got Wolves coming up in our first home game, which will not be easy, folks. So it'll be interesting to see how the team performs. As you know, obviously this game has come too quick for our new striker, but hopefully he will be available for one of the two preseason games that we have coming up, because we have to get him into the squad as soon as possible. There's just no getting around it. So yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. But I'm really looking forward to this game. Let's hope the refereeing doesn't decide the game, because it's been absolutely awful this preseason. And Ten Hag has said that this has been a successful tour as far as he's concerned. It's had its ups and downs. We kept a couple of clean sheets until we got to Wrexham and Real Madrid. Of course, that Real Madrid game, Bellingham's goal, he was way offside. How that was even given is beyond me. So we'll see what happens. We see what happens tonight. But I am really looking forward to it. Sorry I was a little bit late. I was just typing in the team news. I was so busy drinking a cup of tea that I forgot to put the team news in. So I had to put the team news in, obviously, before we started. So yeah, interesting that Garnacho is not in the team. I don't know if there's an injury there, but unusual. But here's the manager now, so let's see what he has to say. So he's being asked about the squad, and he was asked by the journalist, is the reason why certain players are not in the squad starting 11 is because they're going to be featuring in 2 weeks, and his reply was, well, we'll have to wait and see. Um, see, what I think is happening here is I think he wants to give the youth players a chance as much as possible, which I think is absolutely a brilliant idea. So yeah, he's just being asked about Borussia Dortmund, but he does expect Manchester United also to be very competitive, and I do agree with that. We have to be, even if it isn't their full strength side, but you'll start to see his team take shape. And again, the two games that we have in the UK, I reckon he'll play two different squads again for that game. So it's going to be very interesting. And this preseason has been very interesting because everything has been planned. The manager, has been part of this whole process apparently, and that's what we need. That we need a man to take control, and that's what he's doing. So he's talking about the determination. He talked about even in his press conference about the fact that they had laid the foundations last year, and this year, obviously, they would have to build on that. He also spoke about Marcus Rashford, what he expected from Marcus Rashford this season, and he said there are no guarantees in football. He said just because he had a good season last season, it's not guaranteed. But if he puts in the hard work, and I agree, I think if Rashford continues to put in the graft that he has, I think he'll have another successful season. And hopefully with our striker, which I'm not expecting too much from the first season, but if he can bang in at least 10 or 15 goals, along with Rashford's goals and a couple of goals from the squad as well. Remember, we need a lot more players in our squad to be scoring goals, and hopefully players like Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes, will step up as well, because we're going to need it. It's going to be an interesting season. I don't think. Look, people could talk about transfers and all of this, and the business teams are doing. And already you have some fan channels making predictions who's going to win the Premier League. I don't think you can this season. I think this season is going to be the closest that we've had. I think there's going to be at least 4 or 5 teams battling in it out this year. I don't think people realise, City have lost some very good players. Chelsea, if they can get their act together, I'm not saying they will push for a title, but they will certainly be in the mix for top 4. Spurs may come again. We'll have to see. It'll depend whether they keep Harry Kane or not. But apparently, Harry Kane's wife is over in Munich looking at houses. We'll have to see how that works out. But if they lose Harry Kane, I think Tottenham are in for a rough season. Arsenal, seeing a few fan channels big them up because they beat Barcelona and stuff. And, then I point to them and say, well, the thing about it is we beat them, and a kid, one of our academy players, kept our £105 million man quiet. I don't expect. A lot of people are expecting Arsenal to push on and challenge City. I don't see that actually happening. I don't think Arsenal are going to challenge for the league. Call me crazy. I think I've been watching enough football to kind of know Arsenal are not doing that in this year. I don't care what anybody says. So, Arsenal fans are going to be in for another rough season. Again, I think we'll finish ahead of Arsenal this season. I think we'll finish ahead of Liverpool this season. Doesn't matter who they bring in, even if they do get Mbappe, which there's a rumor now that they're looking to get Mbappe in a sensational swoop, apparently. But even if they get Mbappe, Liverpool aren't going to do much this year either. So, you know, it's going to be very close. This is what I'm saying. It's not going to be as close as it's not going to be a 2-horse race or even a 3-horse race. There's going to be a lot of teams battling, and I think that's good. So Borussia Dortmund are playing their strongest side. Oh Jesus Christ, that is a Wolf is playing Sewell, Hummels, Reuterson, Sabitzer is playing against us. Chan. Oh, it's gonna be weird seeing Sabitzer. So yeah, we've got a couple of minutes till kick off. But as I said, Borussia Dortmund are playing the full strength side. We're not. So it's going to be interesting to see how we actually handle this. But you know, very interesting game coming up. The last of the US tour, of course. And let's hope the refereeing is a little bit better because it's been absolutely shocking. Um, these last couple of bleeding well, the level of refereeing in the LMS is an absolute joke. There's all the United fans there now. A couple of number 7 jerseys in there, I can see. A couple of the fans wearing the away kit, but not too many. Someone's wearing the old white Aeon jersey. Do you remember that jersey? It's gonna be. I don't know, man. I just don't want it to be one of those games that that it's over before it begins. I hope the lads that are in the team are up for it because some of these players that are in the squad haven't really performed. Lindelof has done okay. Maguire is Maguire, but I suppose he's a bit more steady on the ball. I don't think Ericsson is up to the job anymore, to be quite honest with you. But he plays. Delo, for me, he actually lost his man for that second goal. There was I forget which game it was, but he lost his runner. I think it was against Real Madrid. He lost his runner. So I'm not. Delo for me is not going to be a starter for United this season. He's going to be coming off the bench, I reckon. Sancho, I don't know what's going on with that lad, but if he can bang in a couple of goals against his old team, and maybe they come in for an offer for him then, and then we could ship him out. I don't see him having a future here. Hopefully he changes my mind. Palestri, delighted he's getting a goal. Let's hope he does well. I think he always adds something when he comes onto the pitch. So delighted that he's on. Williams, the last game, he was actually bombing around. He looked very physical as well, and he was crunching into tackles. He didn't give a crap. And I like to see that mentality for him. But Williams is another player that I expect to be leaving the club this summer, along with Donny van de Beek, who is obviously playing again tonight. I expect him to be gone. McTominay as well. Apparently, West Ham are getting ready to make a bid for him, but McTominay gets a go. And again, McTominay offered us something when he did come on. Forson is also playing, and he did play a couple of games this pre-season and has done well. On the bench, we have Bishop, who, in my opinion, shouldn't even be in the squad after that awful tackle. Yes, I don't agree with all the abuse and crap that he got, but that was absolutely awful. Onana, interesting that he's dropped to the bench. I don't know why he's been dropped to the bench, but again, it's this thing that Eric Ten Hag likes to ease his players in. We've seen it with Casemiro when he signed for us, but I would have liked to see Onana in goal. You got Johnny Evans there. It'll be very interesting to see now with the couple of games that are left where he fits in. I've got a funny feeling that if we do get rid of Harry Maguire, he's going to be offered an extension to stay if we don't get the funds to get another defender in. Also, you got the young lad Fernandez, who's on the bench as well, who has shown us a little bit of a bright spark as well when he's come on. Of course, Roxala Martinez, he's on the bench. Shaw's on the bench. Wan-Bissaka, who I thought has done very well this preseason, actually. Bruno Fernandes also is on the bench. We got Casemiro, who's looking a bit shaky. In the Real Madrid game, he gave the ball away quite a lot. But remember, when Casemiro, first played his first few games for us, he wasn't all that steady at first. It takes Casemiro a while to grow into the season. I've no problem with that because he will, and we've got cover now. Gore also, when they came on, obviously that cross for that absolute thunderous goal for I think it was Sancho Dorado. It was Sancho, I think it was. He put in a great ball. Hannibal is also on the bench. He's also shown us a little bit, and Hannibal has been one of those players that's been talked about the last couple of seasons, and he's finally been given a chance. And then, of course, you got our new number 7 on the bench, Mason Mount, who I don't think has done much this pre-season, but I will judge him when we start the season. Anthony is also on the bench, which I'm a little bit surprised about, but there you go. That's the manager again. I reckon he will make a lot of changes in the second half. Because he's been doing that quite a lot. I think he wants to give as much game time as possible to a lot of players, especially those players that are probably going to be leaving the club. If they have a bit of fitness in them, they might be easier to sell. That's just me speculating. Of course, I don't think it has anything to do with fitness, but you'd like to think that it does. Of course, then Hugo, who... Look, he's done well, but I don't think he's going to get into the first team. And then, of course, you got Marcus Rashford, who has been playing down the middle, but is better on the left. I'm glad we've got this striker now, because hopefully now Ten Hag will leave Rashford out on the left. Even though Rashford believes that he's a number 9, I think Rashford is deluded, to be quite honest with you. I think he's better on the left. And he's gotten a lot of goals from there. So, sometimes the players don't know best. And we see the things on the pitch. So interesting. But again, as I said, the big news, I suppose, I'm actually going to Google it. I'm going to see now, see if there's anything on Garnacho. Let me see, have I left his name out? I just want to make sure I haven't left his name out. No, I haven't left his name out. So he's not. The players are coming out now. Oh, there you go. Samuel Luckhurst, 27 minutes ago, has actually. So it is. So Varane and Garnacho are not in the squad as a precautionary measure. Ahmad has a knee issue that requires additional assessment, and hopefully by the time they get back to the UK, and I think the next game is not for a week. Tell you now, the next game is not for a while. It's the next game is the 5th of August, and that's against Lens, and then on the next day, isn't it? Yeah, on the 6th of August, then we've got Athletic Club. Both of those games are played in the UK, of course, and we will be covering them. The Manchester United game against Lens is at Saturday, and it's at 1:15 in the afternoon. And then the Athletic Club game is on at 4:00 in the afternoon. And then our first game of the season is a Monday night, by the way, and it's on at 8:00, and that's the 14th of August, and we will be here for that. And then, of course, 5 days later, we have Tottenham away from home at 5:30, and then a home game against Nottingham Forest on the 26th, Arsenal on the 3rd of September, Brighton on the 16th of September, Burnley on the 23rd of September, Man United and Crystal Palace then on the 30th, and so on and so on. And then we'll have the cup games and Champions League and all of that other stuff going on as well. So we're just about ready to kick off. We're 2 minutes away now, folks. And so let me see. I don't know if I should do a score prediction, because the last time I did one for the Real Madrid game, it went horribly wrong. And I didn't do a score prediction for the other games, and we did well, except for the Wrexham game. I did give a score prediction, and we lost that one. Actually, when I haven't given a score prediction, we won. So I'm not going to give a score prediction, but they're out on the pitch. As far as I know, the national anthem will be played, and then we will get into the game. And they're shaking hands there with each other, and you've got all the mascots there. Right, so Sancho's playing in the number 9, forcing out on the left. Van der Beek just behind Sancho, Palestri, Ericsson, McTominay, Williams, Lindelof, Maguire, Delow, and Heaton. It's a very defensive team. So I don't reckon that this will be the team in the second half. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to change it up. And then the last 2 games, I think he'll give 90 minutes. He'll do the 2 games. You'll have the first team probably play again. It'll depend on which team he decides that the first team's going to play. But the academy players will definitely play the second game. So as I said, Sabitzer is there, Chan, Brandt, Haller, Malin, Hakimi, Ryderson, Hummel, Sewell, Wolf, and Coble. So it looks like that Borussia Dortmund are playing their strongest 11, and hopefully the refereeing is decent tonight, because I can't go through another match with the refereeing so bad, because it was awful. Yeah, it is a bit so he's playing against us, man. So Borussia Dortmund must have signed them, did they? Right, here we go. I don't know. I don't agree with Jadon Sancho playing this number 9 role. It just seems like you may as well be playing with 10 outfield players. He offers nothing there. Come on. Right, so Dortmund have the ball at the moment. I just think our team's too defensive. And McTominay in the centre. Be interested to see how this midfield copes. So the midfield is McTominay and Ericsson are in the middle. Delo wins the ball back, gives it to Van der Beek, who tried to give some sort of ball that went all over the place, and now they're on the attack, and it's a save. That could have went. That's what I mean. They backed off as well. We need to stop doing that. I've seen us do that a lot this pre-season. Back off defenders as well. Back off forward players, defenders. That's a free kick. Forson just got fouled there. Right, Lindelof. Maguire. See, it's just too slow. I mean, Harry just he's pointing and stuff. Like, I get your pointing and stuff like that, but the ball needs to be moved a little bit faster, Harry. Like, say you've stopped the ball, now you're looking around, and by the time you do that, they're getting set back into their positions. The ball has to be moved a lot faster. Right, Van der Beek, the ball to Forson. What a ball. Forson takes it down. He's darting towards the box. Sancho picks the ball up. Delo does it into the box. Bit of a scrappy start by both teams. But again, I've noticed United crossed the ball into the box there, right? And this is one thing I've been complaining about during this pre-season. We haven't done it enough, right? And hopefully that changes with the new number 9. But we are terrible at crossing the ball into the box. Nobody's ever in there either. And also, when our wingers play the ball, they never burst into the box. Garnacho is the only winger that we have that will try burst into the box, actually. Sancho tries, but he gets the ball taken off him. Gets the ball taken off him all the time. So It's just absolutely ridiculous. But I don't. I'll be surprised if this first half team does something. To be quite honest with you. I mean, that's just an awful ball by Donny. I think he's injured. Is that Brandon Williams or Donny? One of them is injured himself. I think it's Brandon Williams. That was an awful ball. Forcing is out on the wing, hugging that line. He's kept the ball well. I have to say I can hear it now. I thought fans were making it up, but I've noticed Harry Maguire gets on the ball, he's being booed. And I think that's absolutely disgraceful, man. Now, he hasn't helped himself in that situation because he's made a bit of a mistake, but our fans are just shameless right now. Like, you know, he's on the pitch, regardless of what you think of him. He's on that pitch, so, you know, you support him until he's gone. But a bit of a scrappy start to this game. Oh, here we go. Fortune. Oh, got a good save by the goalkeeper, but a mistake by Borussia Dortmund there. And Forsen nearly capitalised. He got a save out of the goalkeeper. He hit it first time. Could he have? In fairness, I think he made the right choice there by taking that on. But that was so unlucky. We got our first corner of the game, folks. Again, we're just awful at corners. I mean, Ericsson can't get the ball past the first defender. Right, it goes two ways. We either can't get the ball past the first defender, or we overhit it to the far post. We can never get a decent corner in or a decent cross in. It's shocking. I mean, you think they train for things like this, and they have to be. But how is nobody in that team able to take a decent fucking corner? There's Sancho again, losing the ball. He lost the ball, and now they're on the attack. Brandon Williams sticks his foot out and retrieves the ball. But again, we may as well be playing with 10 outfield or 9 outfield players. Sancho just can't hold the ball up. It's a waste of time playing him in the number 9 position. It's not working. And he's not working out with the wing either. And then he tried to play, he's not fitting into this team. I mean, we're just so fucking slow. It's because Harry Maguire and Victor are in the fucking defence. But there's Victor, he's at the picking out Forsen with a lovely ball. Forsen again holds it up, gives it to Ericsson. Ericsson switches it over to Palestri. What a fucking ball. Come on. Palestri into the box. He takes his man on. But the ball went out of the byline. But holy moly, that was close. But what a ball. What a crossfield ball. And Palestri decides to take on his man, which, if that was Anthony or Sancho out there, the ball would go back to Donny, who was waiting in the position to pick up the ball. But instead, the winger decided, you know what, I'm going to take the risk. The ball's out. United's throw. Right, Palestri on the ball again, taking on his man down the wing again. See, this is what we like to see. Brandon Williams now going to the byline, tries to cross it in. Did he win us a corner? I think he did. Do you know what? I know Brandon Williams will go. I know he's not up to Manchester United standards and quality, but you know what? Pre-season, he's really, when he's been given a chance, he's given it all. You cannot doubt his commitment. Right. Again, Forson took that corner, but he got it into the box. Oh. Right, apparently this is a full-strength Borussia Dortmund side. Right. Oh, what a turn by Sancho. That was nice. Got to say, that was nice. I'd love to see that on replay again. But it's a pity he just doesn't keep the ball, though. Do you know what it is? He's doing these little tricks when there's 2 or 3 players around him. You know, now he flicked up a nice little ball there and took 2 of them out, but he still had that third man, and Harry just goes bundling. I mean, what are you even doing on the pitch? Right. We're breaking the ball up quite a lot. Here we go. We're on the attack again. Forcing on the ball. Is Delo going to do the overlap? He is. Forson's held it up quite nice. Receives the ball back, but Delo's hold him short. Ericsson gets it. And Ericsson goes all the way back to Lindelof. Are you for fucking real, man? Come on, Harry. That's absolutely awful. So he tried to play the ball out, and then it goes to Harry, and he plays the ball down the line. But because he's falling and slipping, but what a tackle by McTominay. You can see that there is such a big difference in the mentality of the players, though. Because if you watch this game, you know, there's Harry. Well, what a tackle, Harry. See, this is what it's all about. You know, they're tracking their men. They're chasing it down. The ball's breaking up. Even Harry gets a tackle in there. It was a nice tackle. Again, it's like as if the Man United players are trying to give the ball to Harry Maguire every chance just so he can start passing it out. But here we go, Palestri. Sancho forcing. You should have bloody passed it. He's right. Delo was actually telling you he made the overlap and run. See, this is what's wrong with some of these kids, and this is why preseason is great because the manager would be absolutely livid right now. There, the ball off to fucking Delo, and it's 1-0. Right, Pelestri on the ball again. Brandon Williams trying some sort of whatever ball that was. Williams, come on and get away from the bleeding managers, man. Fuck's sake. The game is more. I don't care if the managers are pointing. I want to see the fucking game. Anyway, Manchester United throw in Borussia Dortmund's half. Most of the play has been in their half. We have kind of controlled the ball, but without really doing damage yet. There again to Harry Maguire. You're obsessed, man. You need to stop. You did the same thing when Ronaldo was in the team. Trying to give the ball to Ronaldo all the time. Stop giving fucking Harry the ball. Oh, what was that? Like, it's unbelievable. Harry gets the ball, and it's like, you could see it. The play slows fucking right down, man. Stop giving him the fucking ball, right? Every time you go back, you try to pick him out. And I'm sick of this passing the ball back all the time. What did the manager fucking tell you, man? But here's Sancho now. He's getting a big cheer because obviously he used to play for both. He played for Dortmund as well, but he's done fuck all. Here he is now trying these tricks again, but he just loses the ball. He got it back there, but I mean, Lindelof this time. I am glad this is not the first team. This is awful, man. What a ball. Go on, Forson. Go on, cross it in. Over fucking hit. Okay. This coaching staff has worked wonders with this team. But please, someone at Manchester United, pick out 2 or 3 fucking players to fucking and teach them how to fucking take corners and cross the fucking ball in properly. Like, we're in their half. I mean, Borussia Dortmund have done nothing. They're playing their strongest team. We are playing the has-been team, is what I'd call them. Because half of these fuckers are not even getting into the first team. I wouldn't even have half of these in the squad. I mean, Sancho wouldn't be in my squad. Van der Beek wouldn't be in my squad. Harry Maguire wouldn't be in my squad. Delal wouldn't be in my squad. Brandon Williams, he's putting in the effort. He's actually doing decent, but I wouldn't have him in my squad. Come on, Sancho, will you put a bit of effort into the running, will you? For God's sake, even Anthony Martial puts in more effort. Well, they're on the attack now. Here we go. Heaton with the save. It wasn't even much. It wasn't even going to go anywhere, to be quite honest with you. It was a bit of a crap bloody shot. But they've had 2 shots on target. We've had 0. Not 1, actually. Forced a save from the keeper. Right, so Harry with the ball out. Nice little ball there. Sancho on the ball now. Gives the ball to Palestri. Go on. The edge of the box. Sancho again. Oh, he tried to retrieve the ball. That was a nice little move. Unlucky though. We still have the ball. Here we go. Here we go. Palestri. Yes. Go on. Go on. That's a penalty. Wow, the referee has waved it off. What is telling you? Let me see. Was it? Is he getting? Let me see. No. No. It was kind of a half and half sort of thing. Like the player puts his arm out, felt the touch. It'd probably be given in the Premier League. Maybe. I don't know. It could be a harsh one. But I'm not keen on Sancho, man. I can actually hear Eric Ten Hag shouting Donny there. What is that? Like, will you? I mean, if they score here, it's their own fault. He's a bunch of muppets. Like, what is it? What are you doing, Ericsson? You know what? They teach in schoolboy football. If the ball is at the edge of the box, right, and you got a load of players around you, don't try play the fucking ball out. Hoof it up the fucking pitch. Here we go again. I mean, why are you playing it out from the back when you got Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof in the back four? That's just suicide, man. I don't care if it's only pre-season. I mean, it doesn't work. You've got to play a different way with those two, and well, especially Harry. Victor can carry the ball a little bit. Go, just run with the fucking ball, will you? Brandon Williams, Palestri gets a free kick. In fairness, Brandon Williams had picked the ball up there. Maybe the ref could have played a little bit of an advantage there, but he called it. But I have to say, I will say this, that the level of refereeing here is a lot better than it was in the last 2 games. So hopefully it stays that way, and I won't have to give out about that. But there's no point of Ericsson taking the free kick. I'm serious. There's no point. He's not even going to beat the first defender. Right? If he does, and this ends up being a goal, then well done. And then I'll say, why can't you do that all the time? Right? But I don't see. I mean, here we go. Told you. Shoot. It's in. Dalot 1-0. What a goal. What a goal. 1-0. Dalot. What, holy moly. Mother of Jesus Christ Almighty. The Mary, Mother of Joseph, and all of that. All the saints and sinners. Holy moly. What a goal. No, I'm not messing. That was a little cracker. So Ericsson He didn't beat the first man, but the ball was retrieved by Donny van der Beek, who laid it off to him. He took one touch and bang in the top right-hand corner. Look at that. Oh, sensational. Sensational goal. That's what we like to see. Get in, get in. What a goal. I mean, if that was scored in the Premier League, we'd be saying one of the goals of the season, probably. But wow. Layoff by Donny. What a layoff by Donny. Have to say, you know, credit where credit is due there. But United are hunting the ball in packs now. Here we go. Van der Beek to Palestri into the box. He keeps taking. Do you know what? I love the fact he keeps taking on his man. He's won a corner. I can't actually, seriously, I'm surprised we are actually dominating, because it was made very clear that this was the strongest Borussia Dortmund side, and we're not even playing our back four. We're not even playing our midfield. You could argue that Eriksen is in there, but if we get Amrabat, I think Eriksen drops to the bench anyway. You know, none of these players that are on the pitch right now, maybe Palestri and Sancho, of course, and as I said, Eriksen, they're going to be part of the main squad. But again, Sancho won a free kick there with his little bit of skill. But that's all he seems to be doing on the pitch. I mean, he looks wrecked. He looks wrecked. I don't know what I heard he has some off-field issues. I mean, I don't know what they are, but how you can go from the player you were at Borussia Dortmund to become the player that you are. Listen, you know, Harry Maguire again. What are you at, you fucking clown? That would have been Harry Maguire's fault if that goal went in. Heaton's had to give him the ball a fucking way now. I mean, this is like Harry goes to kick the ball and he kicks it at the defender and deflects off him, and they go on the. This is why this man cannot be given. He cannot be playing for us next season. He can't. He just can't. Like there, I mean, how the fuck do you try win it? Right, forcing on the ball, loses the ball. Right, there's had to be a bit of afters. So Akimi wasn't happy with forcing, and Akimi squared up the forcing, and then there was a bit of handbags, and Akimi is getting a yellow. Oh, he's giving the two of them a yellow. But I have to say, the senior fucking players that were on that pitch were very fucking slow getting over there. Sancho kind of just dragged them away. But where was the other fucking players like? Right, so Forster did have a little kick out at your man, but Akimi went up and actually fucking put his head to his fucking forehead, like, so, and then grabs his jersey. So the letter of the law, that little prick should be sent off. But Forster needs to keep his calm because he's done well this pre-season. He doesn't want to ruin it by getting fucking sent off now. What was that? Ericsson, I'm telling you, folks, right? Mark my words, Ericsson is finished. He's finished. He was doing that the other night as well. He gets the ball, there's nobody around him, and he just gives the fucking ball away. He's done. He's lost a yard of pace as well. He has not been the same since that injury. Don't give the ball to Harry, man. Gives the ball to Harry. Harry then gives it back to the goalkeeper. And then it just keeps just pricking with the ball in the box. Gives it back to Harry. Harry to fucking McTominay. Harry again. Okay, that's a little bit better. About fucking time. Get the ball up faster than that though. The fella that Forson had a kick out at is trying to get Forson sent off there. Forson won the ball and then he runs into him. I know what that Borussia Dortmund player is doing, the dirty little snake. Sancho has the ball. Forson is running into the box. Cross in by Sancho is absolutely fucking awful. That is just awful. I mean, he's busting a gut Pelestri to get in, right? But the decision making by some of these players is shocking. They're professional footballers. Like, hold the fucking ball up, Sancho, until another two players run in with Pelestri, and then you can bang the ball in. But Heaton has shown me that he is not capable of being United's number two. And I think Borussia Dortmund are a little bit salty because they know they're playing their reserves and they're being beaten. And by the way, they're not being beaten like because we're lucky. We've had most of the possession. Yes, in fairness, we haven't done too much with it. But we've kept the ball. It's played. Most of the game is being played in their half. But the young lad looks like he's calmed down now, Forson. I don't want him getting sent off because he's done well in this game. Heaton comes out for the ball. Nice catch, Heaton. Nice catch. But you're still not number two. Sorry. Sorry, I thought I heard something there. Just seen the Irish flag. Right, Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams playing very well, I have to say. There he is on the run again on the overlap. Do you know what? I have to give it to him. Brandon Williams knows that his future at Manchester United's on the line. And you know what? I have to fucking give it to him. He's giving it everything. He's giving it everything. Referee got in the way there. Should be a drop ball. Well, I mean, I don't. Yeah, he did. Bit of a high foot, but that's okay. But as I said, Brandon Williams, he's doing the overlap runs. He's trying to get into the box. Pelestri is actually taking on the defender and getting into the box. Again, this is something that we don't see very much of unless it's Garnacho. Do you know what? I'll actually say this. The young wingers that we have, Garnacho, Ahmad, fucking Palestri, these are players that, they've got this mentality, no fear mentality, and will take on players. Whereas our established wingers, the ones that we bought for money, like Anthony Sancho, right, don't take on their player. They'll run up a certain point and then they'll want to pass the ball back to whoever is there and it closest to them. But even Brandon Williams is running forward. And of course, Rashford does as well. That's why he gets his goals that he gets. But, Anthony and Sancho, Anthony does a lot more though because defensively he's very good. Palestri wins the ball back again. Look at this. He's on a bit of a run. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's a free. Referee. And it's a yellow card. Hummels gets a yellow card. He's arguing with the ref. But he's saying he got the ball, right? Hummels never really gives out. But let's see. Did he get the ball? So Palestri goes on a little mazy run. For fuck's sake. You stuck your leg out, Hummels. I mean, come on. Even Sabitzer had a little bit of a niggle at him. Oh, I'd love the young kid forcing to take the free kick. I know that's not good. Oh, Anthony is coming on. Is he taking off the kid? Oh, he's going to take off forcing because of the yellow, isn't he? Either that or he's taking off Sancho because I can't see who else he's taking off here. He's either I don't think it's Eric. If he takes forcing off, it's a fucking disgrace. I'm not messing. I'll actually call it a fucking disgrace. The young lad has played fucking well. It's not his fault he got a yellow for some prick. And Eriksen's taking this, so it's ballooning over because we never fucking score our free kicks. I mean, he got a save out of the keeper. He's coming off, isn't he? Nah, I'll be really annoyed now if he takes off forcing. I'm not messing. The kid doesn't deserve to be taken off. Oh, it's Eriksen, is it? Oh. Oh no, it is forcing. He's explaining his reason why he's taking him off. I can understand the man. He's talking to him, so he's at least explaining his decision to the young player. He still doesn't look happy, right? But he's explaining to him. But this was his chance, man. I'm annoyed now. I'm actually annoyed. It's not his fault, man. Look, he'll be given a chance. Him, Kobe, and a couple of the other younger players are going to get a go this season. I know he's going to give the youth players a go. And he likes forcing and he loves Kobe as well. I'm telling you. But I'm actually annoyed because he was having such a good game. And then that little prick, Akimi, had to bleed and go up and square up to him. Akimi should have been sent off. It's fucking disgraceful. Unlucky. Fucking I'm gutted for him. I'm gutted for him. That'd be like getting an injury, man. I'm fucking gutted for him. What a ball. Unlucky corner kick. Dortmund are not happy though. They're crying like little bitches, because their reserve team is beating them like. But they're crying like the little bitches that they are, because that's what they do. Maguire tried to score. Here we go, Van der Beek. He just lacked that little bit of pace, but it was a great ball by Sancho. Then Eriksen with the layoff. And he taps his head because his pace just let him down a bit. You know, I don't know if Donny is going to stay at United. I don't think he has a future. But he's going to be one of those players that I'm going to strangely miss because of injuries and everything that's happened to him. You know, I never thought he got a good run of games to establish himself. And that's a shame, you know, because I remember when we signed him, Ajax saying, look after our boy and all of that. And, you know, we said we would, but the club didn't, like everything else. Oh, Sancho with the throw. Give it! Awful ball. I mean, Sancho, come on. You do the hard thing right. Like, he gets the ball on the half turn, right? And then his delivery to Van der Beek, and it's just simple. If he just actually puts a bit more pace on the ball, it's 2-0. Harry Maguire gets his big head in. Van der Beek keeps it in. Brandon Williams on the ball. Gives it back to Van der Beek. Delo. He's going to try. He gives it to Sancho. Here's Anthony. With a nice little chip. Unlucky. Nice idea. But again, Anthony, they're the type of balls you should be putting in. And he acknowledges that he got it wrong. But again, Anthony doesn't have to get it perfect every time. Neither does Sancho. I just wish Sancho would show a bit more, because we know there's a player in there. If he gave us half of what he gave at Borussia Dortmund, he'd actually be a decent player for us. He wouldn't be world class like our fans all thought he was going to be. Excuse me. But we would have had a decent player there. It's a goal. Awful defending there. I mean, when you have those clowns in your defence, absolutely awful. Right, so Williams just completely dives into the tackle. Lindelof backs off him, tries to stick his foot in. Eriksen gets in there as well, but I think trips up. Yeah. And it goes under Dalot's legs and through Heaton's arm. I mean, it's an absolutely awful goal. One of the defenders had it, and then a United player comes barging in. The ball then is lost, and there's the goal. And I have to be honest, they don't even deserve to be a goal. And we've given it away. Lindelof, 2-1. 2-1. They've turned it around in literally 30 seconds because their defence are a bunch of fucking morons. Brandon Williams told him that you're at the fucking up. Whose fault was it? Lindelof with the stupid fucking ball out. Right, he's onside. Harry Maguire is nowhere to be found because he's slow as fuck. Awful by Lindelof. Awful. Absolutely fucking disgraceful. We were 1-0 up 30 seconds ago. Brandon Williams is not happy though. He said I think he said it towards Lindelof. You fucked her up. See, this is the problem we're gonna have. If Harry Maguire stays here, Victor Lindelof stays here. I mean, even Victor staying here, we all know he's not good enough, right? But we just don't. Our fucking owners have just fucking. It frustrates me, man, because we actually played. We played well. Absolutely awful. I mean, right, Ten Hag needs to make changes now. No. See, we'll get results like this during the season, man. I just don't know how we're losing that game. Anyway, that's the end of the first half, folks. So what I'm going to do is what I normally do for these watch-alongs is go off camera because, you know, I have a smoking habit and you're not allowed to smoke on YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a smoke to calm me fucking nerves. But I got to tell you that bar that last 30 seconds or minute of the first half, Manchester United were controlling the game if without really doing much with the ball, to be quite honest with you. Our passing has been awful in the final third, as it has been a lot this pre-season because we don't have a recognised striker. But Ten Hag is not happy, by the way. He was just shaking his head there. And we should, it's awful. It's awful. And this is what happens when you don't have world-class defenders in your defence. Look, Victor was at fault for that, right? But Harry Maguire as well is supposed to be the covering defender, right? And he's miles behind the striker, right? So he's trying to catch up. We're not, look, I'm going to be out straight. I'll say it again. Manchester United are not winning no title with those two even in the squad. We need to be bringing in another defender. I know we're looking at Amrabat, but we need to sell some of these players so we can bring in another decent centre fucking half. Because Lindelof doesn't cut it, right? We need to stop saying that Lindelof always better than Harry, so we keep him, right? Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Johnny Evans now, who's here as well, right? Brandon Williams, the low are not good enough, right? They're not good enough. That defence has leaked 2 goals in 30 seconds, right? It's not good enough, right? Heaton's an absolute shit show as well. He nearly gave away a goal in that first half. Tried to throw the ball out quick and he hits it to one of their players instead. Right? Heaton's not the number 2 goalkeeper and never will be. Again, fans in this fandom, right? You need to start having an elite mentality here, right? For us to win the Premier League, we're not winning no Premier League with Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Sancho, right? Even the players that we brought in right now, we're not winning the Premier League. We're not winning the Premier League with Onana, right? We're not winning the Premier League with Mason Mount, right? And we're certainly not winning the Premier League with this new hot striker, apparently, that we brought in because he's unproven anyway, right? Then we bring in Amrabat. Okay, we shore up the midfield a little bit, right? But Eriksen's legs are gone, right? Again, sloppy with his passing. Van der Beek has had a couple of moments, but again, his passing has been sloppy, right? Erik ten Hag then takes off probably one of the best players on the pitch and forcing because he got a yellow card because Hakimi decided to go and try loaf him. Like, do you know what I mean? So he took player off that I actually wanted to see stay on the pitch. And Sancho, I don't know what the fuck the manager is thinking, right? It's the same when he does the thing with playing Bruno out on the right as well. It doesn't work. Sancho, cut your losses. He's done, right? He's done. You've got 5 players that I've mentioned there that you could get decent money for, right? Even if it's not the money that you want, right? You could get decent money and he's going to bring in a decent fucking centre back and another fucking midfielder and maybe then another fucking striker to go with the striker that we actually have. Because I'm telling you fucking now, none of those players that were on the pitch are going to win you the Premier League. Eriksen's done. He's lost a yard of pace since that injury. He's done. McTominay, yeah, I mean, I haven't really heard his name being mentioned, but that's McTominay for you. Also, you know, fair play to Sancho there, though. We did run in and stop forcing from being sent off. But he did have a little kick out, but Hakimi didn't like it. Nothing to do with Hakimi. But again, forcing has shown something, and I like Pellistri. God love him, he's trying, but in this team full of shite, what are you supposed to do? And I'm being honest, every single one of those players that's on that pitch is absolutely rubbish, right? And then there seems to be this obsession with the goalkeeper and the other back 4 players. They hit the ball to Harry Maguire all the time. Like, no matter how many times you give the ball to Harry Maguire to get him to play the ball fucking out, he's not going to be able to fucking do it. So stop fucking doing it. I'm sick and tired of the players are not good enough. Just not good enough. Look at the right. So there's. I mean, Harry might as well just be stuck in the ground there. Just the Lindelof there. That's fucking awful in the first place, right? He loses the ball, but where's Harry? Harry's the covering defender, though. Where the fuck are you? Like, I mean, how are you there? So we've had 65% of the possession. We've had 6 shots on goal, but three on target. We've passed it 269 times, and I can guarantee you, in those 269 times, we've probably played the ball back and sideways half of that time. Right? And this is why I'm glad he played this side in the first half, because this side they're not getting in they're getting in no squad. I agree with you, Henry. I just Eriksen, unfortunately, since he got that injury, hasn't been the same. He hasn't. He's lost a yard of pace as well. And it's just a waste of time having him on the pitch, to be quite honest with you. I mean, some of the balls he's gave away is lazy. Even Sancho, some of the passes where he should be hitting the ball just a little bit harder and it's a perfect pass, but he seems to underhit it all the time. Right? It's the same with cross-ins and corners. Ericsson trying to take a fucking corner and a free kick is a fucking joke, to be quite honest with you. Right? The ball never fucking beats the first man in the box. Then if it does beat the first man, it's over fucking hit. We can't take a corner or a free kick to save our lives. Now, Ericsson did get a save out of the fucking goalkeeper, but 99% of the time he balloons the ball over the post like most of our fucking players. It's like they train for everything else our squad does, it looks like. But when it comes to taking corner kicks and free kicks, I don't know if we even fucking train, because you think the manager would be able to identify at least one or two fucking players that can get a decent ball into the fucking box. But this match has been a real eye-opener for me. We are still, even though we're bringing in players, and you would say our first 11 is pretty strong, right? Any of that first 11 gets injured, right? Then you've got those has-beens that are left. That's what's left, unless Erik ten Hag can really get some of these youth players into the squad and they've proven enough to him so we can get rid of some of this deadwood. But some of that deadwood is going to be in the squad next season, right? And if any of our main players get injured, that's what's going to be replacing them. They could see the 2 goals in 30 fucking seconds. 2 goals in 30 fucking seconds. We were winning 1-0 with a minute to fucking go in the first half. 30 seconds later, we're 2-1 fucking down. So I hope he rings the changes. Bring Onana on, because we need to push the defence up a little bit more. I bring on fucking Martinez. Varane is out anyway. He's not on the pitch. He's injured. But I'd bring Varane on, and, you know, you could take your pick for who you take off, Victor or fucking Harry, because the two of them have been absolutely fucking awful. If you can replace Delo as well, I take him fucking off, and I take Brandon Williams off as well. Even though Brandon Williams had a decent first half until like you start running into players like Sancho does. Midfield, McTominay non-existent, shouldn't even be on the fucking pitch. He plays well for Scotland, but when he puts on that Man United jersey, he's absolutely fucking hopeless. Ericsson, as I said, don't even see the point of him being on the fucking pitch. Pellistri, he's the only one that's trying to take around players in the box as well, and he's actually, you know, won us a couple of corners and stuff. Sancho playing number 9 doesn't work. I mean, I don't even know what the manager is even thinking there. That's a waste of time. You might as well be playing with 9 outfield players. Actually, we're playing with 8 outfield players right now as it is, because Ericsson and fucking Sancho's on the pitch. And Forson was over the other side, and until he got taken off by the manager, he was actually my man of the match. So Anthony is on, and of course Anthony is only on a couple of minutes, so can't really judge him. But we had control of that whole game, and this is why I'm worried, you know, because while I think our first squad will be a lot more solid, if any of those players get injured, which happened last year, then unless we're bringing in more players, then that bench, them players that played tonight, some of them are going to feature. And I can tell you, that's not going to end well for us this season. You know, and I actually have high hopes for us this season that we'll actually do something again, because I have a belief in the manager. But after watching these donkeys tonight, and be under no illusion, this is not me just having a go for the sake of it. I back this team 100%, right? And I hope they do well. But looking at that team that was out on that pitch, right? Even with the fact they controlled 68 or 62 or whatever percent possession, right? They did really fuck all with the ball. It was side to side, cross field balls, the odd ball forward, Forson and Pellistri, as I said, we're trying to force the issue, trying to get a few balls into the box, run into the box. But other than that, the final third, we've been absolutely fucking dire in this half. It doesn't matter how I'm glad that we're controlling games a lot more now, because that's the only thing. That was the thing that was missing from last season, is that we didn't control the ball too much. But even though we had control of the ball, look, at Borussia Dortmund are crap. Right, that's the bottom line. They might be winning 2-1, but they're lucky to be winning 2-1, and we self-destructed. But that's their first team, and that wasn't their first team. So Borussia Dortmund is not really a challenge, to be quite honest. I think Wrexham gave our academy team a bit more of a challenge, if I'm honest. Right? So in fairness, even with those players on the pitch, they should be beating this team, but they're not. Right? And that worries me. And Victor Lindelof, you know, and Harry Maguire, Brandon Williams, and Delow, right? If any of them are covering for any of our first team players, God help us. That's all I'm going to say. God help us. You might as well write the season off now. And I'm not over exaggerating. That was awful. Them last two. Listen, the game has been decent. We've controlled the game, but as I said, we've done nothing with it. We've done nothing with it. We got one. We got a goal. Great, fantastic, and it was a nice goal by Delow. But you know, again, you know, that's the only thing we've really done in the game. I don't understand why we haven't prioritized getting specialist right back. Delow is too hit and miss, and although Wan-Bissaka is playing well, I still don't think he's the answer. I'd rather have Wan-Bissaka on the pitch. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think his final decision when he's moving forward is still not great. But the one thing that you could say about Wan-Bissaka is, though, we have seen that improvement, and he does continue to improve. So I think if we stick with him, I think Ten Hag will get that out of him, and he will, because he will. I have faith in Wan-Bissaka. I like Wan-Bissaka as a player, but I do agree with you. I think Wan-Bissaka starts ahead of Delow now. And I think, you know, if anybody comes in for Delow, I think we should fucking sell him. We need all the money we can get. There's no point of being sentimental here. We want to try win the Premier League, you know. And that's the elite mentality United fans have to have. Look, other fans out there say we don't have a chance. The media will probably say we don't have a chance. But at the end of the day, you know, you've got to believe. And this manager has got me believing. And, you know, we fell short, you know, in the FA Cup and, of course, in the Europa League. But, you know, overall, you know, it was a decent season. But now the same team is out again. Oh, for fuck's sake, what are you doing, Eric? Like, I mean, come on. Right, let's see if my camera comes back on. There we go. Why did Ten Hag take Forson off early? I missed it. Right, so Forson was being tackled and he tried to win the ball, but he had a little kick out at one of the Borussia Dortmund players, and then Hakimi came over, nothing to do with him, came over and he actually put his head to his head. And both of them got a yellow card, but Ten Hag took him off, and then he didn't look pleased, and some of the senior players were actually patting him when he was coming off. But Eric Ten Hag had him on the sideline and was explaining his decision on why he took him off. I think it was to protect him, but Onana is on. So it looks like Onana is on. Right, so here's the madness to come. I'm still not sold on Onana yet. But of course, you know, I'll back him. But I'm glad he's put him on the second half. I was actually surprised he didn't start him. And to be quite honest, the way Heaton has performed tonight, I don't understand it. Why you wouldn't want Onana to be getting a couple of runs of games is Ten Hag's done this before though. There's some things that he does that I'm kind of like, come on now. So Onana for Tom Heaton's the only sub, and we have kicked off for the second half here. So that one change, two changes if you count Anthony, who came on near the end of the first half, and Ericsson again with just a wayward ball to Lindelof. Onana is on the ball, and he's going to give it back to Onana now. See, it's predictable. Right, Harry to Ericsson. What a ball. What a ball. Anthony, go on, Anthony. Take him on. Come on. That's it. Unlucky. Right, we seem to have a little bit more zip to us at the start of the second half. But again, Harry gets the ball and just stop giving him the ball. How many times do I have to tell you? Will you stop obsessing with giving that bleeding slabhead the ball? Back to Harry. It's so fucking not. Oh, yeah. Onana took it this time. He's saying, no. He's out of his fucking box. This goalkeeper is crazy. He's going to drive us crazy as well. Right, the low to Anthony. What a ball to Ericsson. Oh, that was awful. Again, this is what I'm saying. I mean, it's just like you're 2 minutes into the half. Like, how are you giving a ball like that? You see, we're playing ourselves into trouble, and it's going to be 3-1, isn't it? Onana with the save. He's not happy. He's at the fucking Onana is at the running straight over to Harry. And he's had to give him an earful because that was his fucking fault. And then he strolls back like though. No wonder. What a save by Onana though. He has to make those changes, man. He has to take he has to take one of these defenders off and put Martinez in there. Or change the two and put Martinez and Johnny Evans on. This is not like fair play to Onana. He was right, man. Ran straight over to Harry. He did. And he gave him such a fucking earful. And rightly, I'm glad we got a goalkeeper like that as well, though. Peter Schmeichel used to be brilliant at that. Would take no bullshit. Would have no problem. Anthony with a little flick. Go on, Anthony. That has to be a free. Come on, ref. Anthony seems to have a little bit of pace about him. Like, it's not very often that we see him use his pace, but he's using his pace here. Right, so substitutes are warming up now, apparently. But I still believe we can win this game. if he gets this. I don't know when he's going to put the subs on, but he needs to be putting them on in the next 10 or 15 minutes because. Go on, Sancho. Go on, Sancho. See, you get. That's it, Sancho. Go on, Anthony. That's it. Great pressure. Doesn't matter that it came to nothing. The fact that you fucking chased it and harried it down. I want to see more of that. Come on. I mean, he has them all warming up. Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Martinez, Mason Mount. They're all warming up now. So the big boys will be coming on soon because there's no way he keeps all of these players on the pitch. But again, it's looking at Harry Maguire, right? He gets the ball, he stops, he looks around, and then he passes the ball off. But what he doesn't realise is that people are getting back into their positions. He needs to be, he's just incapable of doing it, though, unfortunately. He's not one of those defenders that can play the ball out or hold, you know what I mean? He's just not good enough at it. He's an old-fashioned defender, and there's nothing wrong with that. But United want to be playing out from the back and want their defenders to be good ball carriers. And here we go. Van der Beek gives the ball out to, is that Delo? Delo doing a few little bits of skills, try to get the ball into the box. Van der Beek picks it up and it's a goal! It's in! Manchester, is that Scott McTominay? No, who was it? It's Anthony. Oh, that was an easy goal. That was a mistake by Borussia Dortmund. Absolutely awful. But of course, you know, you have to be there to put it away. Let me see. The defender tries to get back. Donny van der Beek wins it, and then Anthony just decided, you know, I'll take it off you there, pal. And he goes bang and straight into the bottom corner. 2-2. I knew we'd get back into this game. Listen, Borussia Dortmund on nothing. If Eric Ten Hag brings on these other players, I could see us winning this 5-3, to be quite honest with you. They're not even that great. It's just we're not great either. Right, come on. That's what we like to see. It's great when we get back into games when we haven't played well. But we really do need to be stepping it up, though. Onana looking around. I just love he's so aware of everything, and you know he is going to frustrate us. Onana, he's going to make mistakes, but I think overall he doesn't seem to be like most goalkeepers. They look very, when they play for United, they look very small in goal. You know, as if the goal is going to swallow them up. But he looks at home. It'll be interesting to see when he plays his first game at Old Trafford, though, because that's the pressure. Here we go. What a ball. Oh, Brandon Williams tried to get the ball into Sancho, and it was a nice little ball, but it was put out by the Borussia Dortmund defence, and we've got a corner, and he was onside. He was onside. He lovely little touch. He should have, in fairness, Brandon Williams probably should have played the first time and took that extra touch. But here we go now. All the substitutes are at the corner flag where Ericsson is taking the corner. And they're all giving him advice. This is funny. They're all giving him advice. Look at this. They're all looking at him as well. Oh, this is so funny. Go on. That was shy. Front post. Come on, Ericsson. Uh-uh. It's gone a bit scrappy again. That's a free kick to United. Another opportunity to get the ball into the box, but you know, yeah, stood on his fucking ankle. McTominay, that's so. Plays a short to Palestri, who's in the box. What's going on here? He was offside though, but that was a nice little run. That was a nice idea. But again, you got loads of people up in the box waiting for a cross in, and he plays a short. It's just sometimes the decision making from our lads is just, I don't know what their thinking is, but get the ball into the fucking box, man. You got Harry up there. You've got tall players up there that'll get their head on the ball. And no matter what you say about Harry, if you get a decent ball into the box, he'll get his fucking head onto it. Not a bother to him. He'll get his head onto it. Dortmund, Lindelof tidies it up. Taken quickly, free kick. McTominay to Ericsson. To Sancho. It's absolutely ridiculous. The ref has made Palestri go off because he has a bit of a mouth injury because he got probably a smack in the face. Ridiculous. Oh, what a ball. What a ball. Oh, Dalot with its skill. Unlucky. Right, this game all of a sudden has opened a little bit. Yeah, he's also a little scumbag for what he did to Forson. Ended Forson's fucking half early. Hit the bar. So we're trying to put a bit of pressure on the ball. Force Dortmund into a mistake, but Dortmund are on the attack. Nice little ball through. It side netting. Brandon Williams covering, but where was the other two lads? But I think this is it now. I think the substitutions are happening, and I think it's about time too, because the game has been opening up a little bit. Oh, Maguire headed it on. So Maguire nearly scored an own goal, because you know that's what Maguire is good at doing, isn't it? We're scoring own goals. But here we go. They're all coming off the pitch now. Right, 8 substitutes. Is he keeping Sancho on the pitch? I think he's keeping Sancho on the bloody pitch. So Eriksen, Maguire has gone off. Bruno is on. Williams is off. Rashford is on. Johnny Evans is on. Luke Shaw. Pelestri is off. Dalot is off. Williams is off. So Wan-Bissaka, Johnny Evans, Martinez. Casemiro is on as well. And Borussia Dortmund are making their changes as well. Marco Reus is coming on. Meunier. So Sancho has been left on the pitch, and he's playing still in the middle, which means Rashford is out on the wing though. This will be interesting. Oh, Nana is just casually walking out with the ball because there's no pressure on him. What a ball! Oh, he gave a great ball to Rashford, but Rashford's only on the pitch, so he's control. He just miscontrolled that a little bit, but that was a great ball. But here we go. Mason Mount, is that? Yeah, he's number 7, so Mason Mount's on the pitch as well. Casemiro, Bruno. So it's the squad. Basically, most of the first 11 are on, and United are putting pressure on the ball. What a ball! But it's too hard for Dortmund player there. We should win this though. Where's Onana? Oh, there he is. He was out of picture there so much that I thought he must have been at the edge of his fucking box on the right hand side or something. Oh, Rashford tried a little bit of the skill. That's a free. He's only on the foot. I'm not going to give him a yellow card. He's only on the fucking pitch, ref. Rashford gets his head on it. Luke Shaw to Sancho. Lovely ball to Bruno. Bruno with the ball to Rashford. To Mount. Wan-Bissaka. Oh, he plundered it over. But what a lovely bit of play there from United. Rashford and all with a great ball. Just a little bit too much pace on it, but if he had got that perfect, Mount was in. But then it got to Wan-Bissaka, and he did. You know what? I'm not going to blame any of their win-backs for trying to take a shot from there. You know, Gary Neville sometimes used to go into the top corner, and sometimes he used to go into the stand. That was one of those that went into the stand. But again, the difference in the team already. Rashford putting pressure. Martinez gets the ball on and says, no, it's mine. He's like, I'm throwing that out to you. Casemiro. What a ball to Rashford. He's waiting for Bruno. What? Okay. Well, that's fair enough. He's done his hamstring. But Rashford actually stopped the play. I don't know how I feel about that. You know, we had a chance to score there, but we stopped it. So, you know, fair play to Rashi, you know. But, you know, me with the with the mentality that I have, I would have scored that. But Meunier, who's actually literally just come on, has come off with a suspected hamstring injury. And United are still in their half now. Casemiro with the ball over the top, picks up Bruno Fernandes. Did Bruno injure himself? But it was offside. But again, Bruno getting into those little positions. Casemiro with the ball. It's just beautiful to watch when we've got our decent players on the pitch. It's just a different game altogether, man. I think he's hoping it's not a hamstring injury, but they took him off anyway. You would for precaution, wouldn't you? You don't like to see players get injured, but Borussia Dortmund are in. And it looks like it's offside, but I don't, again, that looked like a decision maybe that they let me see. The Borussia Dortmund manager wasn't happy about that, but look at that. Holy shit. What a Mason Mount with the tackle. Luke Shaw giving I mean, I don't know what it is, but we just seem to be a lot sharper with the passing, getting the ball out of tight areas. Oh, and I think the cameraman needs to move there. Full boobies on display there. Again, Johnny Evans is on the pitch. I'm not saying we should keep him, but again, it's completely different with Martinez. Rashford tried to lay the ball off there. For some weird reason, I'm 2 minutes behind now. Oh, mistake. Borussia Dortmund are in. They're in. It's 3-2. 3-2, folks. Borussia Dortmund have scored. 3-2. Absolutely fucking awful. Absolutely fucking terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. We are absolutely... I mean, how the fuck are we messing that up? Fucking awful. Maloko. Maluko, sorry. He nearly responded, but not good enough. Yeah, the internet connection is fucking playing up now, isn't it? Luke Shaw with the ball in. Absolutely awful though. Rashford. He wins a corner. No, he doesn't win a corner. Does he win a corner? I mean, Rashford had the opportunity to cross it there and he decides. See, again, it's the decision making by some of our players. It is a corner, and that is awful from Luke Shaw. Rashi wins it. Ball gets taken off Anthony. Wins it back. Out to Luke Shaw. How is he offside? I mean, the boos in the crowd, I don't know about that one. Is this shocking officiating again? Borussia Dortmund are making another couple of 3 subs are coming on. Well, they can afford to. They're winning 3-2, folks. Like, this bad weather is interfering with my fucking internet connection. Right, Hugo is coming on for Sancho, which in my opinion I would have had Hugo on for the start. I don't get playing Sancho at number 9. He's absolutely awful. Probably one of the worst decisions that Ten Hag has actually made this pre-season. He's not good enough, Eric. Just like sell him now and get it done and over with, will you? You know, like, it's done. Sancho is done at United. I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to convince me that he's a Man United player. He's not a Man United player. He never will be a Man United player. And that's sad. You know, but the Bundesliga lies. You know, he's not as great as everybody thinks he is. He's absolutely awful. He was only made look good in the Bundesliga. It's as simple as that. That's his level. Actually, his level is probably Championship, because I reckon the Bundesliga is Championship level, in my opinion. So he's not Man United level and never will be. But we need to do something to try to get back into this game because, as I said, this is the so-called stronger squad, you know. And I wasn't expecting this. Here we go. Bruno tried to get. Go on. Rashford on the ball. Bursts into the box as he does. Gets another corner. You know what? Again, what I like about Rashford is he does what some of our other wingers don't do, which is take around players and get into a position that where he can either win a corner. Nice. Go on. Borussia Dortmund again. Hugo was in the box there, ready to strike. But I tell you, we've really stepped it up now. What a ball by Wan-Bissaka to pick out Rashford, and Rashford's first time into the box. Luke Shaw now has taken the corner. He takes a shot to Rashford. Bruno, come on, one of your specials. Dinks it in. Was that Johnny Evans? I think Johnny Evans got the header there, but keeper saves it. But I have to say, Casemiro looks a lot sharper. He didn't look sharp when he came on in the other game. When he was on the other game, he looked a bit off the pace. but he looks a bit sharp. See, this is what happens with a couple of days training and stuff like that. So people were jumping the gun with Casemiro. You know, he always starts off. We seen it last season when he did get his game. He starts off slow, and I'm pretty sure that's the way he is. He's one of these players that needs a couple of games under his belt before he gets warmed up.
Lots of youngsters, they believe in their own talent, so you see there is now 3, 4, 5 homegrown guys actually in that squad, which is still a special thing because Bayern Munich does not have.
That was a bit of a Mason Mount there.
When he starts the Premier League season in a couple of weeks, may think he's seeing double because tonight he's being marked by Spanish left back Bueno, and his identical twin brother is likely to be playing left back for Wolves on the Premier League campaign.
Another great ball by Bruno. And Anthony picks the ball up. Just awful. But Anthony trying to win the ball. That's a free kick, ref. Well done, Anthony. He lost the ball, right? He tried to do too much, and he lost the ball. And he ran back to get the ball, and then he gets fouled for his troubles. Then after winning the ball back. That's it, but he got himself into that position though. But watch this right. It's right at the edge of the box, right on the right hand side of the pitch, right. And I can guarantee you what's going to happen, right. Either Bruno's going to go for it, or it's going to be a short little pass somewhere. But this isn't going. I'd be surprised if this goes into the box. Oh, it does go into the box. Rashford at the back post, and he missed it. But Casemiro down in the middle of the box. Let me see. No, that would have been an easy. That would have been. Cass kind of went down a little bit too easy there. But Rashford, back post, and I suppose you could say, as they say, he wasn't expecting the ball to come to him. It was one of those. But Casemiro on the ball. What a ball through to Rashford. Go on, Rashford. Go on, Rashford. Oh, go on, Anthony. Oh, he's missed the sitter. He's missed the fucking sitter. He's missed the sitter. Casemiro, what a ball on the outside of his foot. Rashford then with the ball in, and how did Anthony miss that? Like, how did he miss that? I tell you. Wonder ceased there. How the hell? What a ball. Give it to him. I even though we are on top, I don't think we're going to get the equaliser, to be quite honest with you. Rashford again making things happen. He got pulled back there. The ref didn't blow. Right, back out to Anthony. Oh.
Anthony again. Martinez.
It's not. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna happen.
Martinez. No bad tackles for him today so far. Tackle against Bellion. Confrontation he had with Saka. Those two friendlies. Ada.
Oh, another great ball. Go on. Oh. Hugo could have made himself a fucking hero there. Bruno on the ball again, causing all sorts. Bruno, I'm telling you, this is the season Bruno is going to just bleed and show his world class quality now. That's what's going to happen. You're going to see the best of Bruno this season. He already looks super sharp. Telling you, Hugo, unlucky man. He got into that position though. The keeper came out quick and saved it. But as it stands, it's Manchester United 2, Borussia Dortmund 3. And we've got a couple of minutes until normal time is over, and then we go into obviously stoppages. But as it is a friendly, I don't expect too much stoppage time. So we really want to be getting a goal in the next minute or two, or it's a 3-2 defeat. Rashford's not keeping that in. Unlucky.
This is great link-up play. All around the corner from Rashford. Then Bruno Fernandes. Timing of the weight of the pass is superb. It's a good run as well.
It was a good ball for Hugo. He got in there. He took the shot. He actually tried to place it into the bottom corner. And I tell you, if he had got it, it would have been a great little goal. But the keeper stuck his foot out at the important time, the time that mattered.
It is here for Dortmund. By the weaving run of Coleman. Then on the left-hand side, Coleman. One or two good runs.
Right, last chance, Leon. I got to be honest, I wasn't expecting us to go 3-2 down once we equalised.
It means a lot to him that they can get a win here. I think it builds confidence, proves that you are doing something right. I think it also depends on who you beat. I mean, if it's a top team, like world-class team like Real Madrid, they're still maybe married and they're from the same group in the Champions League. So, that was a it's an opportunity to put down a marker. Good talker. Terzic is an intelligent man. Leeds is his friend, I'm not quite sure. We only have very intelligent conversations, of course.
Oh, what a ball. Unlucky.
some frustrated spectators here today, notably Gio Reyna, part of the Dortmund squad, but not fit enough to be involved. The crews continue to dog him as he embarks on his 5th season with those in yellow and black.
Right, we need to be getting the ball into the box. I don't know why we're pricking around with the ball between our back four again. See, this is another thing I don't like. Like, urgency. We're trying to get a goal. You know, I know it's only pre-season and you don't really give a fuck. But, you know, like, just pricking around with the ball.
Lukaku. He's tripped by that.
Free kick.
The counter isn't the available will be the way he
I
plays.
reckon it's over now anyway.
It's for him, and he chose for coverage of the wrong one.
3 minutes. The 3 minutes are about up now.
Pass in between the defenders. Dortmund would have been in again. Goes to the 3 extra minutes. In no hurry. Borussia. Bueno. Papadopoulos. Hazard.
They're just holding on to the ball now, as you expect Borussia Dortmund to do.
As well. Template. Yes, definitely also very good in the air. He's feeling better on the wing, but he definitely can play the ball. Just to have his hope here that there might be one last scoring opportunity.
No, there won't be one.
Further hope is that there won't be.
Come on.
Just not its goal. Stuart, what have you made of it? Foul by Bruno Fernandes.
It always makes it a little bit difficult to judge both teams when they've made so many substitutions. I think the way they've played out from the back also leads with some of their attacking play.
Yeah, I think Dortmund definitely played a much better second half. I think the intensity was higher in the second half as well, especially with the ball. Both teams looked more comfortable, and it was lots of goals with lots of mistakes involved as well. So I think it's a high-speed game. It was an entertaining game, and I think Dortmund will be very.
And that's it, folks. It is Borussia Dortmund 3, Manchester United 2, and that concludes the US tour, pre-season tour. Obviously, we got 2 games in the UK, but another defeat in pre-season. That's 3 losses in a row now. If we're going to look at this with a cold, hard eye, that's 3 losses in a row now for our team on pre-season. What I will say is that this pre-season game has opened my eyes. There's a lot of players that were in that first 11 that should not be anywhere near the Manchester United stadium, let alone wear the jersey. But again, there's little things that I'm seeing that I'm not liking. But overall, I would have to say the US tour has been relatively okay. I'm not going to say successful because it hasn't. If you have 3 defeats in a row pre-season, that's not a successful pre-season, no matter which way they spin it. I mean, it's successful in the fact that we didn't get too many injuries this time round, and we did play some fluid football. I'm not going to sit here and say it was doom and gloom. It wasn't. First couple of games we were actually very, very good, but these last few games we've been really, really scrappy. And a couple of things have happened that I'm kind of, I hope are worked out in the last 2 games. But this obsession with wanting to play the ball back all the time now because we have a goalkeeper that can play with his feet is fucking annoying me. And it's the same when Harry Maguire was on the pitch, they were giving Harry the ball all the time. Ericsson, I think, is done and is shot. To be quite honest, I think he's lost another yard at pace. I love Bruno, but he's such a dumb footballer sometimes, man. Yeah, he is frustrating. He is frustrating. But, I mean, those 2 balls, Casemiro first and Bruno gave a lovely ball. But that's what you get from Bruno. You know, out of, 10 of those passes, maybe 2 or 3 will hit their target and you get a goal from it. You know what I mean? That's why he's one of the. He does a lot off the ball as well. But I do agree with you. He does frustrate me sometimes. But that Casemiro ball, the outside of his foot was bleeding lovely too. But I normally give these matches a rating out of 10. And it's kind of hard to rate this one because even though the score says 3-2, and we had some good passages of play. I mean, I don't know how we lost against Borussia Dortmund, if I'm honest, because they're shit, and they're absolutely rubbish. I mean, their first team played against their reserves, if you want to call them that, or players that won't even get into the first team squad. So they're awful. This match is just awful to judge. So look, I think there's more negatives in this game than there was positives. I've got to be honest with you. So, what did I give the last match? The Real Madrid game, I think I gave a 7 out of 10 because it was actually an entertaining. And we were robbed in that game, to be quite honest with you. But this was just. I mean, Borussia Dortmund didn't really offer nothing. Yet they scored their goals, but we had all the possession. I'm gonna give this match a 5 out of 10. But I got to be honest. Tom Heaton, Harry Maguire, Diogo Dalot, Brandon Williams, Christian Eriksen, Donny van der Beek, Scott McTominay, Jadon Sancho, right? All of those players need to be sold and kicked out of this squad. They're not good enough. And that's what this preseason has told me. That a lot of these players that are on the fringes, they're not even good enough to be on the fringes. They need to be sold. Especially fucking Harry Maguire and fucking Diogo Dalot. I'm sorry, but he's hot and cold. Sancho, waste of time playing him up forward. I don't even know why you do that. Do you know what? Hugo had a chance. Yeah. Go back and watch that game again. Sancho had zero chances. Hugo had one, an academy player. He had one chance. He nearly scored from it too. Keeper saved it. I would have rather Hugo start from the beginning. He should have actually started before Sancho. I don't even know why Sancho was playing now. I don't even know why Harry is playing. I know maybe the manager's thinking get them a bit fit to get them out, but I wouldn't even play them. I'm that ruthless. They're not good enough. We're not going to win no league with them. But look, I'm just glad that the US tour is over. It's a pain in the hole, to be quite honest. And the matches are on too fucking late. It's 4 o'clock in the morning now here. But the next 2 matches are in the UK. We got one in the afternoon, which we will be covering, And then we got a nice evening game, which I'm looking forward to as well. It's not too late. Not an evening game. I think it's 4 o'clock kickoff or something like that. Something to that effect. Or is it 8 o'clock? I could be. Anyway, it'll be on the channel when I do stream. But you know, I haven't even hung around to see what Eric Ten Hag has to say, because he'll say the same thing: good training, exercise, blah 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 blah. That's all he's been saying, really. But I can't wait to see if Ramos Højlund is going to feature now in one of the last 2 games that we have of this pre-season. Now that we've signed them, it just needs to be official now, but we do know when Fabrizio Romano says, here we go, the deal is done. So we'll see, because I don't want to see Jadon Sancho play in that central position anymore. He's awful. He's awful. Jesus, you could put Scarecrow up top and he'd have better luck than Sancho. Absolutely ridiculous. But the highlight for me for this US tour has been the youth. And in particular, you had Amaran in the first game, who was turning up and then didn't really feature. But you had Kobe Mainu, who featured, who actually showed he has great potential. Forson, which I thought has done very well. You also had Hannibal, who was okay in Sparks, but I don't think Hannibal is up to the job at United, even though some fans think he is. He's not. Mainu and Forson have a better chance of forcing their way into this squad, to be quite honest with you. Ahmad probably could have made an impact if he had enough. Again, as always happens, he gets injured. But you know, there's a few positives, but there's still a lot of things. For me, again, we spend that money on Mason Mount, and I don't know what he's done on the pitch to justify how much we've paid for him so far. That's another thing that's come across this pre-season. I'm not sure on Mason Mount, but you know, we'll see. I trust the manager, but I just don't see it right now. I mean, you know, he thinks him, Bruno, and Casemiro are going to somehow be a dominant midfield. I just don't see it. I just don't see it right now. So yeah, and again, you know, Ten Hag playing Bruno on the right is another thing that I didn't like either. And so there's been a couple of positives, but there still has been some negatives, and I'm not going to shy away from them. There are a lot of negatives, to be quite honest with you. And the negative is that we need to get rid of some of these players ASAP, and hopefully we can start sell some of them, so the manager can probably bring in better quality. Because right now, I'm worried if that first team that played in the first half are our backup when we want to give senior players a rest. It's not going to work. It's going to be awful. Anyway, that's it for now, I suppose. And I will be back, I suppose, when the Ramos Højlund deal is official. And we'll discuss that. And also we'll see if there's, apparently the Mason Greenwood decision is coming very soon. I suspect they were waiting until they got back to the UK, but I'm thinking there will be a decision made from the club very soon on that. So we'll see what happens there. But for now, I'm going to leave it there. I've had a very busy day today. We've actually done, I think it's 2 streams on here earlier. This is the 3rd stream here. I did one on my other channel as well, and I did one on Twitter. So I've been streaming all day. So I'm going to go. I'm going to take a break. Well, I'm going to go to bed, I should say. I'm going to go to bed. But thank you for tuning in. And I will see you for the next one, which shouldn't be too long because I'm pretty sure there'll be plenty for us to talk about, because there's always news surrounding Manchester United, as you all know. But not the end to the pre-season US tour that a lot of us probably wanted. But look, that's the way. That's why we have pre-season, so the manager can, weed out the weaklings and keep the strong players. And I think the one positive I will take from this pre-season or this tour of America is that I think a lot of the young players have not done their chances any harm with the way some of them have performed, and they've done themselves proud, and hopefully they've done enough to break into this team so some of that dead wood doesn't get back into this squad again, because none of those players that played the first half deserve to be in a United jersey again, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, folks. I want to thank everybody for tuning in earlier today for the two streams that we done. Obviously, we covered the Ten Hag press conference, and then we obviously spoke to Mason Mount, the Ramos Haaland deal. So if you haven't checked them out, please do. And we will be back for the next one. So thank you, folks. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And that's it from me. Good night.